Hello video tailors, you're welcome back to another session of this video editing course. Now in this section of the course, I want to show you the 4 components of a professionally edited video. What are the things that make up your video? What are the things that come together that would eventually produce what you call a professional video? All right, I just want you to see this as though you want to cook a soup, right? You want to cook soup in the kitchen, and what are you going to be needing for your soup? Of course, you're going to be needing ingredients. Okay, so in that same light, what are the ingredients that you need for your video to be called professional? Just the same way you would say, what are the ingredients you would need to combine together for your soup to be delicious? All right, so now there are basically 4 components that we combine together to give us an excellent video. Number 1 is what we call the footage. The footage basically refers to everything, including the clips and the pictures that you're going to be using for your video, and this is usually what serves as the foundation of your video. Okay, this is the foundation upon which every other thing that you'll be doing would come on. Okay, so I want to see this as layer number 1, right? Layer number 1. Now, of course, in video editing, we work with layers. Okay, and I will get to explain more of that to you in subsequent videos. All right, so layer number 1 is what we call your footage. Excuse me. And it is upon this footage that we are going to have every other thing. It's like a building block. Every other thing that now eventually makes up what we have as your professional video. At the end of the day, by the time you output the video, so the first thing is your footage. We could include your clips, your pictures. Professionally edited videos usually contain a lot of pictures. All right, we'll talk more about the simple acts that you need to look into in order to have your video look professional. Okay, these are just like the ingredients that makes up a video. Now the next one is what we call graphics design, and this essentially talks about the design of your text, how you put your text together, and also talks about your color. Okay, how you put your colors together, how you combine text and colors to produce something graphically beautiful, something amazing, something visually appealing. Okay, this is where you get that done. And one of the things that separate one major thing now that separates your video from that of an amateur is this portion. Okay, which means that as a video editor, you essentially have to be very good at graphics design. Okay, you have to understand the principles of graphics design, and we are going to be delving further into that in subsequent videos. Now the next one is what we call motion and VFX. Motion talks about the animation happening in the video. Like I said, as a motion designer or as a video editor, whichever one is fine, because motion designers and video editor are usually used interchangeably. Okay, so as a motion designer, you are basically a graphics designer that gives graphics motion. In other words, you are making graphics move, right? So as a motion designer, your animation is what makes up this particular section. How you are able to give your text movement, your colors movement, okay, even your footage movement. All right, and also talks about the transitions, how one footage leaps into another footage, the interaction between one footage or one clip and the other, the interaction between one section of design and the other. Okay, and then your VFX stands for visual effect. You will begin to hear a lot of that often as a video editor. VFX, SFX. VFX means visual effect. FX means effect. In the softwares that we are going to be using, you will come across a lot of FX. And each time you see FX means visual effect. All right, I mean FX means effect, then VFX means visual effect. SFX here on this end means sound effect. Okay, so basically you would come across a lot of that. Now your VFX includes the special effects you give to your videos. All right, the glitch, you know, different things that you put into your video, you know, to make it look more different. The blur, the Gaussian blur, you might not understand what all this means now. You will get to understand them, but then I'm basically introducing you to what makes up your video, the ingredients that makes up a professional video. And the last one is sound. This sound includes your music. Okay, professional videos are music. Study every video that you have come across that you love. They have all these 4 things inside them. Okay, some of them might not have all the text and all, but then at least 3 of these things are there. All right, and ultimately sound is there. Sound that conveys the mood of this of the video, the mood that you want your viewers to have as they watch the video. You know, as a video editor, you are a storyteller, you are a creative person, and you want to be able to communicate certain feelings, certain emotions. Okay, because that's a bedrock of storytelling. You want to be able to communicate certain emotions, and one of the things that helps you arrive there very quickly is your sound, the kind of music you use. If you want to communicate a mood that is so, you know, dull, you want to use a dull music. You want to communicate a lively mood, you want to use a lively music. And your sound effect is what, you know, gives us a feel of interaction between your graphics design and your motion. Okay, so if your text is moving out, let's hear a sound. Let's hear something like okay. If your text is moving in, let's hear a sound. If something is dropping and breaking, let's hear a sound. All right, because essentially sound is the most important part of your video. People can still forgive bad graphics, they can still forgive bad they can forgive bad different things, but they cannot forgive a bad sound. And this is for people who are going to be editing short films, are going to be editing music videos. Okay, you want to ensure that your sound is on point. Now you would see that I'm using what is called a lapel mic. All right, so even if the quality of my video is not there, okay, because the sound is quality, you will still forgive that. But imagine if I have a very quality video and I have a sound where you're hearing a lot of things making noise, the fan blowing is making noise, and a lot of no matter how appealing that video is, it will soon turn you off. That's exactly what happens. So in summary, these are the 4 things, these are the 4 ingredients that make up your video. And when you look at any video, you would see at least 3 of these things there. In the next section, I'm going to be showing you further details into all of these things, or each one of them, especially for your footage and your graphics design. As we talk on in this video editing course, you would naturally learn these 2, okay? But then I'll be focusing on this. I'll be telling us the different kinds of footage that are present, and also the different principles of graphics design you have to know, some rules you have to know, and various other things. Stay tuned.